Ah, the Pixar theory. The theory that every single Pixar film is in one universe, all telling the same story. Or is it? For those of you who did not pay one single piece of attention to what I was saying in the beginning of this video before the intro, let me clarify for you. The Pixar theory is a theory that all Pixar movies take place in one movie, all telling the same story within one universe. This theory was created by a man named John Negroni, who theorized that all these Easter eggs that were in all these Pixar movies were all actually trying to tell us, the audience, that there was a bigger picture going on within these movies, and that all these movies would eventually come together and form one whole long linear story. Just like the MCU! So yeah, maybe one day we'll get our own Avengers Infinity War. Okay, great! You understood that. Now forget every single thing I said about this whole one big universe thing. You see, while watching these movies again, I noticed that there were some flaws with the Pixar theory. Flaws that didn't make sense. Flaws that could not be explained. And this is why I'm here today to propose to you that the Pixar theory takes place in two different universes. Now, this may sound like bogus to you, but I think that there is some chance that what I am saying is true and correct. Okay, so right off the big bat, we know that there are at least two dimensions or universes that exist in the Pixar universe. How do we know this? Well, in The Incredibles 2, Bob Parr says that Jack is always teleporting to another dimension, which suggests that there are two dimensions that exist in this Pixar universe. Before we can start answering the how part of the theory, let's start answering the why part of the theory, which is why this theory can't work if The Good Dinosaur and Brave are in the same movie. Now, to the theory, you guessed it, we're going to be talking about the Brave and The Good Dinosaur. Now, part of the Pixar theory is that Boo from Monsters, Inc. eventually starts looking for Sully and lands in 10th century Scotland, where she eventually turns into a witch who somehow learns magic and makes animals speak. Now, here's why this entire storyline can't exactly work. Because in The Good Dinosaur, we meet Arlo, a dinosaur who lived millions of years before the witch in Brave. And we find out that in the Cretaceous era, dinosaurs and animals can already speak. Now, this may seem like whatever. I mean, eventually dinosaurs became extinct. Well, first thing first, dinosaurs did not become extinct in that movie. In fact, it started off as an alternate timeline from the timeline that we live in right now, and basically proposed the idea that that dinosaurs never died and the meteor just passed Earth. Now, so animals can only speak. Well, the theory also suggests that eventually these animals, they became extinct. We don't know how they became extinct, but they became extinct. But that doesn't matter about how they became extinct. It matters that the fact is that the witch first turns a bird into a sort of human animal as it can speak. Now, dinosaurs, you see, are the prehistoric ancestors of birds. So that must mean that the trait of talking would have already been passed down to the birds. This makes no sense! If animals can already speak, why the hell does she have to put a magic spell on them to make them speak? Well, that was aggressive. Shut up! Now it's time to talk about The Incredibles 2 and 1 plus Ratatouille. Now these movies are all directed by Brad Bird and feature a very different timeline than the rest of the Pixar movies. Because in the rest of the Pixar movies, computers are shown. And that's fine, because computers are shown in the first two Incredibles movies. But there are no computers shown in Ratatouille. Now, let me put this into perspective for you. Even though it may seem that Ratatouille takes place in maybe the 1950s or 20s, I don't know much about how France looked like back then, but that's just my predictions without any research to support them. But it doesn't take place in a place that is very far away from the time that we are living in right now. In fact, it takes place to a time that is very close to where we're living in. It takes place in 2007. Now, do you want to know what other movie takes place in 2007? Toy Story 3. And Toy Story 3 computers are shown on Andy's desk. Now, you might just say that, oh, well, it doesn't matter. Computers are just shown on Andy's desk. It doesn't even have to be shown in France. Maybe computers were still new at the time. Wrong! In the 1950s, which is the time that The Incredibles take place, there was a computer shown on Bob's desk. Now, this took place 57-ish years before Ratatouille. So, it doesn't make sense that they're still using computers. That they're still not using computers. And it's not just that. Food critic Anton Ego still uses a typewriter to write his reviews. And that may seem like, some people want to use a typewriter. But when a computer has been out for around 57 years and you're still not using it, I'm pretty sure your boss is going to be pretty annoyed at you. Now, you might be asking me, well, if computers are shown in The Incredibles 1 and Incredibles 2 and are not shown in the Ratatouille, then that must mean that they take place in two different separate universes. And to that I have to say, you're wrong. You see, the whole point of an alternate universe is that there is some universe out there that takes place in a completely different way that our universe takes place, such as the concept of time. Now, over here, time moves forward, but what if over there, time moves backward, suggesting that the best and most advanced technological inventions happen in the beginning of their time, and slowly, as time progressed, their time got less technologically advanced and less technology advanced by the day, suggesting that their time moves backwards. Well, great job, guys. But how do we sort the rest of the Pixar movies into different timelines? Oh, crap! Dude, we gotta go now!